Apologies for being late. We are 1 hour late, but we just needed to get into a space. We are going to have a really heavy and real conversation, so we just needed to fine-tune a few things here and there. Today is 19th of January 2024, and unfortunately in 2024 we are going to be talking about things that, honestly speaking, we should not be talking about, because these are things we should have dealt with, let's say, many years ago. But it is the situation, so I decided to add my voice and to add the voice of many Kenyans, to add the voice of many young girls and young boys, and you know, people who will now actually tell us vitu ziko aje kwa ground. So today, get ready, please. Tunawaambia viewer discretion, because this is going to be a real conversation. Not those things, those theory things that you read wherever. These are real conversations with real survivors. I'm calling them survivors because either they have gone through something in the lines of the femicide that we are talking about, in the lines of the insecurity that is there. And you know, some of the things that we're going to be discussing are deep. So tafadhali, viewer discretion. Kama mtoto wako ana watch, if the person is not an adult, please, we urge you, tafadhali, if you can be there to guide them and be able to be a responsible parent during this live recording. So on set with me, I have some beautiful ladies, some very handsome gentlemen wa Kenya. I want to give them a minute each just to introduce themselves, so that we can know who we are going to be having these conversations with. Yes, I see you. Looking very beautiful.
Also see you. Karibu,
and thank you for coming today. We know it has taken so much. Kindly, tuambie, majina.
Asante. My name is Hope Alex Mosel. I'm 21 years. I'm a hairstylist. That is part-time, and I'm also a student at MKU. Yes. That year pursuing banking. Yes.
Wow. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Because you're hustling, you're still studying, and you're putting your head above water. Bado una survive too uku. This our country.
Thank you.
So congratulations for being here. Yes.
Hi guys, my name is Dallas, but my official names are Derek. Don't laugh. The other names are just funny. My name is Derek Lukongo Shitiabai, but people call me Dallas.
Those are not funny names. Lukongo Shitiangai.
It sounds like I'm from Ghana, but I'm a Kenyan.
Karibu Dallas.
Thank you so much. I'm so humbled to be in this part of this conversation, and let all people who are going to listen, I hope all you're going to talk will be of help to the sons and daughters of every other person outside here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for making time. Tulikuwa tumemtoa Wera, by the way, so thank you. I appreciate that you've been patient and you're here.
Thank you so much.
Asante sana.
Hi, I'm Alexandra Bonariri, and I first want to start by thanking you, Senator Gloria, for giving me this wonderful opportunity. In Strathmore, I'm going to my second year, and I'm 18 years.
Thank you. Alexandra, you're 18 years old.
Yeah.
You look so composed, so, Yeah. Wow. Congratulations, first of all, for staying in school, because staying in school, squeezy guys, nigumo. And these are students, and they've even made time to be here. And thank you so much for joining us, Alex. And over here to my right, tuanze ladies first, ladies first, tuambie.
Thank you so much, Senator Gloria. My name is Rachel. I am 26 years old. I'm a waitress. Part-time, I do sales. And thank you so much for giving me this platform. It's actually such an honor. I was feeling I was feeling like someone needs to, share, because this is so wrong. It's honestly just so wrong.
Thank you for coming. And by the way, I know that you have a very moving, emotional experience that you want to share with Kenyans. And I do believe that many people, I've already learned from your story, and I believe that many people, kuna watu wengi wanangoja tu kusikia story yako, because these are the real conversations. So first we start from there, and then we are going to now discuss what are the solutions. Yes, Karibu.
Thank you. My name is Triza Ofola. I'm from Kibera, in Sabah. nafanya saloonist, najifunza, nimemaliza 4th but sija join. Sana hustle. Thank you.
Miaka umetuficha miaka 20 years.
Yeah.
Karibu sana.
Okay, thank you.
Najua tumekuita last minute lakini make it, and I hope pia kuna watu wanakusikiza hapa nje by the way, and I hope that they are going to learn something from all these stories today. Yes. Gentlemen.
Yes.
Hi.
My name is Frank Otieno, and I'm 25 years old. A recent graduate.
Frank, atukusikii. Unajua kuna watu wanakuangalia but wanataka kusikia kabisa.
Sure.
Ndio wapate details, wanaandika notes.
Yeah. Frank Otieno, a recent graduate. I graduated last year in March, so I'm about to clock a year after
graduation.
Yes. And I'm glad to be here to engage with you and engage with the other participants here. And I hope that whatever we will be discussing here will have a positive or will have a change in our society. Yes, because we need it.
We need it.
Yes.
Definitely we need to share the stories first so that we can be able to know. By the way, you're not alone, mahali uko. You're not alone. There are many people, because of many reasons, shame and all sorts of things, kuna mahali wako, they cannot share these stories. So and this is why we've come together here. So thank you, Rachel, Teresa, Frank, Dallas with a hard name over there, Hope, Alexandra. Karibu sana to this platform, and I hope that you're feeling comfortable.
Yeah.
Tuanze hii conversation.
Yes.
To engage wa Kenya.
Sana.
Tusiongee vitu za theory. So unfortunately we've been reading in the news, hearing from social media, all those clips, seeing very traumatic things that are online. Tunasikia watu wanapatikana two places funny, wameuliwa. Our beautiful ladies out there, whatever the situation, and the news has been hitting. It's about Airbnb and what's happening at Airbnb, and it's about all sorts of reasoning. People saying you're looking for money, people saying we are looking for money, people saying the society, the moral decay ni kama hakuna moral tunika tumeangusha tu Kenya in general. Watu wametoka na views zao. Some people are saying, oh, these single parents are the ones who are ruining our society. Some people are saying us ladies are looking for money, and I'm like, everyone is looking for money.
Yeah.
Ama kuna mtu anaenda wera anatafuta love.
Ubongo.
See, when we go to work, you know, so anyway, those are some of the things we want to dissect. But I want to first of all tell the viewers, everyone here is here because they want to teach. Ama ni aje, simu ni correct?
Yes.
You want to send a message, probably save a loved one, and probably be able to engage the society at large. Sindio? So I'm wondering tutaanzia wapi? I think let me break the normal ladies first thing, because you say today tuko na 2/3 gender rule tumefikisha. Dallas, si tuchangamkie na story yako?
Okay, mine will be brief.
Yes.
But it is sad to hear some things are happening in these BNBs, and most so, let's say like 80%, the people who are getting affected are females. But it is unlike my experience on BNBs. It's not once or twice I've gone to a BNB, and my experience was just awesome. Because
so first tell us how you ended up in a BNB.
That is what I'm getting to.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, mimi msee napenda sherehe, siwezi danganya. I love partying, and to make these things maybe better, you wouldn't want to show your parents the other side of you maybe. So we collaborate maybe with some friends, chip in with some money and hire maybe a BNB, some place, organize for a birthday party or something, and the experience we get there is always so cool. So on this other side that we are hearing these negative stories, it's very traumatizing, because a person like me, I have sisters, you see, and today's society is very different, unlike societies that were there in the past. you see, someone, let's say like my sister or maybe friend or other cousin, if she, we're focusing on girls, wouldn't tell you as a brother that they are going to a place, maybe patios, because maybe of other things, you see.
Okay, wait. Umetupeleka haraka sana. So for you, your experience with Airbnb is, number one, you guys, you hook up together with your peers.
Yes.
Because you don't want to have house parties in your parents' house.
Definitely.
Kila mtu anachanga changa.
Yeah.
And then BNB goes for roughly how much?
It depends. You see, some others are just flashy, but there are some others that are basic.
So like the ones you guys use
will range, let's say maybe between 3K or maybe up to 10K per
so
night.
Between 3K to 10K.
Yeah.
So depending on the group of your friends who want to go party,
definitely,
now you decide. Mkikiwa watano, sita, kila mtu anachanga, then you figure out which one you can
Yeah.
So when you get this when you rent this sorry, I'm just trying to get that info out.
Yeah.
So when you the purpose for going to a BNB for you guys has been positive, because you get a BNB, munaenda kuchapa sherehe, drinks, party, music, clean fun, go home.
True.
And you've had, according to your experiences,
it was awesome.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
And it's something you've been doing with your friends
from 2020, I guess.
From 2020.
Yeah.
So 4 years.
Yeah. And I've not had anything.
And you've not had any negative experience.
Definitely.
And in those parties, obviously, you have your female friends, girlfriends, friends.
Mostly what we do, we go as a couple.
Kila mtu anakuja na demu yake.
Kila mtu anakuja na demu yake.
Okay. Yeah, because obviously some mnataka place safe space.
Definitely.
Na kila mtu na kujai kwa na incidences mnachungana.
We have respect for each and every other person, so it's just awesome. Yeah.
It's important because I wanted also for people to know other uses za Airbnb. Juu kuna venye watu wanafikiria tu ni wera, wakisikia Airbnb it's like
this time in 2021 when my uncle from the village was coming and I wasn't comfortable for him to stay with me. So what did I do? I booked one and then I put them there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's switch gears kidogo so that we can have a balance of it. I'm looking at you.
I see you too.
I feel like I want you to tell us your story.
Well, unlike Dallas, my story is quite negative. Myself, as much as I told you I'm a waitress, so I do involve myself in the industry where I meet a lot of, let's be honest, a lot of ladies. You see a lady amekuja, she has her snapper ama keyo yako business, of which is not something that is you should like murder her and dismember her or whatever. So, but as much as I do involve myself in that industry, I am not really the kind of person who you would meet at an Airbnb very frequently, unless maybe in a family. So what happened, some few years ago, about 3-4 years, I was just still very fresh from campus, nilikuwa ndio nimemaliza campus. And my friend, at the time I was staying with my mom. My mom anaishi back home, Machakos huko Ukambani. So I was helping her at the job. And you know, when you're working for your parent, and like when you're working for your, like ukiwa job, you can't just get an off. Unasema leo sitaingia job, and then your employer ako tu like, yeah, okay. But you know, when it's your mom, you go like, mom, kesho mi sitakuja job. My friend and I were going out, and then she's like, where are you going? We're going to Nakuru, and it's okay. So she told me, it's okay, you can go. So my friend ameniambia, at the time, let me call this friend Maureen, and I don't want to gaslight them. Sitaki niwa nini sana. Yeah, so my friends, we were actually really, really great friends. Ni watu tulikuwa tumesoma na wao for the whole high school. Tulikuwa tumeenda shule na wao. We had a group of friends. We even had funny nicknames tulikuwa tunaitana. So it's someone you trust really, really so much. So my friend ananicall ananiambia, hi Rachel, I have this guy. My friend alikuwa she had a sponsor, or let's say mbaba. Akaniambia, so this man invite, they are going for a business trip, and because it's a business trip and they're going to a resort in Nakuru. You see these resorts where it's a game park, and then there are resorts inside the game park. So you find that hataweza kutoka. He's going to be so bored. Akaniambia, Rachel, come keep me company. So mimi nikitoka home, I went knowing that I'm going to give my friend company. I didn't know that I was going to be pimped. Kumbe, my friend has decided that the deal was too good and the money was not enough, because of course she was getting her own share of the money because she was going with her mbaba, but sasa she wanted ani pimp. So it's like the business, what I came to understand later, what happens, the men, they pay a deposit of about 40,000 a night. So they've booked the Airbnb. It's a very, very big hotel in Nakuru. Iko ndani ya game park. They've booked for 3 nights. Each night 40,000, and they've made a very huge deposit. So you find that the lady, once you get inside the hotel, you can't easily come out. So me, my friend, ako like, yeah, let's go. These are the things you're going to need. You're going to need some bikinis. I even had a whole bag. Nimepelekwa out. Hey, pack some bikinis, pack tennis shorts.
So you were set for everything.
Me, I was being given baby girl treatment for free.
Yes.
But when the deal is too good, think twice.
Think twice.
But because it's my friend, I didn't think she would do something like that. So si tumeenda, we came to Nairobi, we met at some pizza in Pahali, we had some chicken in. They picked me up, tukaenda, and then what happened? They were really funny about how they picked me up. They picked me up, my friend and her man, and I was in the back seat. So I was sure that this is how we're going to be. We're just going to be the 3 of us. Sasa si tumefika Nakuru. By the time we get into Nakuru, because we've been having a fun ride, tumekuwa tukisimama, we're shopping, we're taking pictures. So you find that by the time tunafika huko, it's 7 p.m. Aya, we sign in at the gate. From the gate to the actual resort is a whole game drive. Such that hata uwezi toroka ati ukimbie. You're going to meet a hyena and it will eat you.
So you get to this place and then finally mumeingia, mmefika.
We got to
So you're now at the Airbnb. Now you're at the resort.
Yeah, it's more of a resort than an Airbnb. Yeah, because it even had like 3 bedrooms.
So
there was a sitting area.
Resort. So you get to the resort.
Sasa mimi tumefika. I'm seeing when we got there, we found another couple, another young lady and another old man. But the balance was still okay because I was the one without a man and there was no extra man. So I was okay.
You okay?
Sasa tumeanza sherehe. 2 hours later I'm seeing a Prado in a pull up kwa drive. I'm like, yo, what's happening? This man anakuja anaingia anakaa chini. And then he's giving me some funny eyes. So me, I'm just like, nauliza my friend, hey Maureen, kwani what's happening? Why is this guy looking at me as if I owe him something? Hey, ananiambia, no, it's okay. Let me show you where you're going to sleep.
So kumbe, sasa you've been pimped.
Let me get you there. Ananipeleka kwa room. So you see, if you've been to an Airbnb, you know I've done hospitality, so I know the difference between a twin bed and an actual bed. Sasa hii ni kitanda, the bed that are usually single, they've separated them. But then I'm asking them, how do you expect me to share a room with someone I am meeting right now? How is that even allowed? And then my friend is like, no, you have to sleep here because I'm sharing my room with my guy and she has her guy. You're the only one who doesn't have a guy. Sasa ameanza kuifanya ikae kama anani force. And I'm like, can I sleep in the sitting area? But then at first alikuwa ananiambia, yeah, you can sleep in the sitting area. But then I was like, for 3 days surely.
So I like that you're painting the picture. So here you are being told tunaenda sherehe, come and keep me company because my guy will be working. So unajua most of the time you will be with your friend because the boyfriend is doing what? Working.
Yeah.
Mmefika pale, situation imechange, umewekwa kwa room, iko katikati ya game drive, huwezi toroka. unajipata sasa uko kwa fix. You're wondering, what am I supposed to do with
And
this
I'm
situation?
drunk because we've been having sherehe.
You've been sherehe, so you're intoxicated. You've been drinking.
Yeah.
So now it seems like you've been cornered.
And it's the middle of the night.
How did you get out of that situation?
Okay, so the resort, the men were quite capable. They had the resort ilikuwa inakuja with a housemaid. Mwenye she was supposed to do your beds, wash your clothes, do your utensils, cook for you. So me in the kitchen, I'm finding her, she's there with the bananas and azipil too. I'm asking her, Kwani, what happens here? And then so I explained to her what had happened between me and Maureen. And then she was like, you're not the first one. That is actually what they do. And apparently, most of the ladies that have been there, they went there very innocently, but when they were living there, they left with Ambaba, and their life is completely changed. Wameanza sasa kukuwa na a sponsor. Like, it's sort of how you introduced
like
to
induction
the
it's that kind of lifestyle,
something like that.
So obviously you survived, obviously you got yourself out of that situation.
Yeah, but then you see, sasa the thing is, I didn't want Miss Kwanataka, so I'm asking this lady, nitatoka ukwaje? Ananiambia the only way you can leave, the car that iliku the vehicle that signed you in has to sign you out. Naenda
so
kwa Maureen,
it's a control measure.
Naenda kwa Maureen.
Madam,
Yes.
you feel you're ready utuambie your story?
Yeah, mimi niko poa.
Tuambie.
Okay, me yangu, it's not like me, I'm a bit careful because okay, me yangu, it's like kuna platform yenye na huwa na advertise vitu zangu nini hizi hairstyles nini. Can I mention it?
Yes, you can.
Okay,
please.
Gigi. So I pay for the platform and I can get easy access to clients. So I started by, they ask you for a picture so that they can know you better. So me, I posted my picture and it is this sexy, you know, to buttocks, to matiti, so they can easily attract a man's eye, you know, sasa. So me sijui. So and I nilieka business number yangu hapo. So one day nimeketi tu, then nasikia kwa WhatsApp hi. Then I responded hi, and then the man said, I'm a Nigerian and I want to do business with you. So I asked him what kind of business, and he told me, you look like a lady that can provide as in tunaweza fanya biashara na yeye. Then me, I'm like, so you just elaborate for me. Then aka voice call. Voice call I picked, I said hi. Akakata. So I guess alikuwa anataka kuona maybe kama I'm a real person. Naona. So akani text tena akaniambia I wanted because I know you have friends, sexy friends. I want you to give me some of the girls and I'm going to pay you this part of the money. And I was like, okay, ni sawa. I can do that, but what are they going to do? Akaniambia, okay, they are going to be in a B&B with some men that pay me so that I can bring them girls.
So basically umrecruitie warembo.
Alafu anipe do zangu.
Akupe do zako kama agent, umeleta warembo, umeambia warembo wanakuja kupanguza mameza ama nini, whatever the case, wewe ukiwafikisha unapewa pesa yako.
Akaniambia ni 10,000. Mimi niko 10,000.
10k.
Pesa mzuri. So naenda mbio na text marafiki zangu. You know what, there is nini, and they told me specifically nataka wasichana petite.
And now when you're texting your friends, you're texting them that unaenda kuchapa sherehe kwa Airbnb. So you are basically telling them if you're interested in partying with some Nigerians at an Airbnb,
actually
come.
Juni alikuwa anasema I want it haraka. Juu alikuwa text kitu Thursday. So I want it by Friday to be done. So mimi nikaeka status. Niko kama unataka base ya 20,000 ni text. mbio. So akanipea numbers, nikapea au madema au hiyo number, then nikampea numbers. Then I asked Okay, tulikuwa tumefanya biashara like 2 days. 2 days hivi. Madem akaenda. Aya, next time. So ako like, okay, you
so
can...
hao warembo uliwaambia kujeni Wera, they actually went, wakachapa sherehe, wakalipwa, na wakakwambia thanks for the hookup.
Na
ilikuwa biz poa.
Akaniambia hata usiwaulize maswali mingi, we'll just be doing business with you.
So you and the ladies went for the party, they were giving you good feedback like thanks for that hookup, and they were happy with the link with these Nigerians.
Exactly.
Okay, and you didn't ask them like, so what were you guys up to? Ama ilikuwa tu sherehe, drinks,
sasa
nini?
Sasa si ameniambia nisiwaulize.
Haina
haja,
wewe fanya kazi tu ya kuambia mtu.
So next weekend si akona dem anaweza deliver. Next weekend akaniambia, okay, I need girls that are young. Nikamuuliza unasema
young how, like, because these ones were how old when you walikuwa wameshatoka Wera?
Si ni marafiki zangu tu wenye
so age mates wako 20s.
By that time 18 19
by that 20. Time 18 19 20
hapo sasa. Aya, akaniambia okay, now we need younger girls. Nikamuuliza younger aje? Akaniambia unaona saizi ni period yenye high schoolers wametoka shule. Sasa hao watu wananiitisha wasichana wadogo like 15 14. Nikasema so I told my brother, I told him I'll get back to you, and he was calling a lot. So I had to tell my brother, and my brother told me hawa wachana na wao watakuingiza kwa mashida zingine hata huwezi elewa. Me just told him I'm not.
So at one point you yourself, did you go to the parties at the Airbnb?
No,
to
immediately
check?
The girls wanafika.
This place so far iko nzuri. Then you do a selfie, you're like, thanks.
Mimi naona WhatsApp status. Pombe. Sio hizi pombe zinakwanga zimeandikwa bei. Hizi 5,000, 10,000 hizo sasa. Mimi wako hapo na si nimeambiwa nisiwaulize. Mimi naona tu nasema tu it's fine. Kuna okay, basically.
So your experience with the Airbnb is that actually it's a business transaction, because there is a person who is asking you for people who want to go for parties, and you get paid for sending people to parties.
Yes. So one day nikaachana tu na yeye because he bugged me a lot, so nika delete contact. So nikauliza siku moja best yangu, na hiyo siku because sasa huyo best yangu anafika hata point anapelekwa outing Dubai. Niko like,
from that connection.
Niko like, all this from that one gig.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Alex, I know you don't have an Airbnb experience, but you know, unasikia hapa there are 18-year-old, 19-year-olds who are getting jobs.
Yeah.
Your friends, have you ever had your friends talking about being called for parties and things like that?
Yeah, but for us, we've never had such an experience. If it's a B&B, we are going to party with our age mates, not with any older guys. It's just our age mates, 18, 19, 20. And it's just for parties.
But tell me, like, at 18, 19, 20, where your parents are paying for the B&B?
No.
Who is paying for the B&B?
Okay, we can pay for the B&B. You know the way you can chase your parents. You can just say, Mom, I need some of these books. I don't have some of these things that are required by
books. They want, I don't know, their phones need an app for chemistry or I don't know what.
To open a portal.
To open a portal.
Yeah.
So we send you 3,000, 4,000.
Yeah.
And then like 1,500 goes to contribution to a B&B.
Yeah. And the pocket money, all that. Yeah.
So, but in your parties, because, you know, we need to stop assuming that parties don't happen.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I know there are people looking at me, they're like, parties happen. Tell me about the parties that you have gone to. Have you gone to any parties at a B&B?
Yeah, I have.
You have?
Yeah.
What was your experience? How was it? Did you feel safe? Just paint a picture for us.
Okay.
First of all, did they ask you to contribute for the BNB?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. So basically, when you go to a BNB, there's more, you can say, freedom. You're partying and you're not partying in your parents' house. So there's not someone there to tell you, don't do this, don't drink that. So you changa for the BNB, the drinks. When you go to the BNB, you're just chilling. There's vibes, there's music. You see, you're not in your parents' house, so you're not having this nervousness, this fear that maybe they'll walk through the door in any second. So there's this sort of freedom. You can bring your boyfriend, you can bring your partner, you do whatever you want without fear. So it's really
you can be your authentic self.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's just fun. It's a fun experience.
And in this BNB experience with your peers and your friends, has anything crazy happened, or has anything happened that you're like, whoa, that could have been a potential risk right there?
Because you're leaving your friend alone in a place that
you don't
know they're asleep because they're intoxicated. So basically, they've passed out. So
often the BNBs in your circles at that age, 18, 19, is normally like the startup. It's like that's where you start, and then now there's the second. You mentioned the second. Old people, there's a second location. You know, you do BNB, then you go second. You are as here to do. So that's like to start off before the clubs are happening.
Exactly. And to come back after you're done with the clubs, a place to sleep, basically. Yeah.
So when you look back at it, now that we're discussing it, it's the freedom is good, but the freedom is also...
It's also bad.
It's also the insecurity.
Yeah.
Wow. 18, 19, guys, sherehe. I want to break it to now to an agenda.
Oh, sure.
Gentleman.
Yes. So, naweza sema nimeenda BNB more than once, and the experience ilikuwa poa. Experience imekwanga poa because imekuwa imetu allow time if for example my girlfriend so huo ndio tumekuwa tukienda naye ma BNB and she stays in Mombasa and I'm in Nairobi. So we talked about it, and we preferred that most of the time when we are meeting to catch up, we should do it in a neutral place that if we are to feel comfortable and anything has to happen or happens, is that no one felt that
you feel safe.
You feel safe.
You feel safe, and you feel like muko na space yenu.
Yeah, because it's a neutral place.
Experience, but you've also had a negative experience.
Yes.
Tell us about the negative experience.
So this one is kind of mysterious because
if you can speak up kidogo, I'm getting comments saying
sure. So ilikuwa like through a third party, like so a friend reached out to me, akaniambia there's a gig here, nataka nikuconnect nayo, usijui kama unaweza manage. Najua it was those campus days. I was still in campus, and I thought about it, and a gig, okay, let me know about it. Akani explainia. So there is I'm not sure kama anafanyaga hiyo stuff, but anakuanga mtu wa maform, and nimekuwa naye friend for a very long time. So tulikuwa tume-establish some kind of trust level. Nilikuwa naweza fuatilia, nimsikize and ni think twice kitu ameniambia kama nita go ahead nayo ama nitaachana nayo. So this one time anaambia there's a lady anataka mtu anaweza kuja, wanaweza have naye time. So nikamuuliza aendelee kuniexplainia cause this was the first. Sijai kuwa na experience kama hiyo. Akanambia anataka tu mtu anaweza kuja akae hapo, amsikize, amwelezee venye na feel, kama ni kuongea, kama anaweza muadvise or anything, like conversation tu, mtu anaweza kuwa tu na yeye for a period of time.
Companion.
Yes, companion. Yes. And nilifikiria about it, kaona okay, kitu naweza fanya because nakuanga empathetic, like naweza feel.
So you took, ukasema ni form unaweza chukua.
Ni form naweza chukua. So here tunaenda, nafika, it was on a evening, hapo afternoon kielekea jioni hivi. So kidogo tukakula, tukakunywa.
Mulienda wapi? Mulienda kwa Airbnb?
Yeah, it was a BNB.
Alilipia, ulilipia? Haujui? Uko sure?
Siko sure, but sikulipa, mimi sikulipa.
Okay.
Yeah, so tukakula, tukakunywa. So kidogo tukaanza kuongea, ananieleza, tunaongea, just having a interaction, ujue, because I was there for the interaction. Yeah. So tukaongea, ikafika time, kanambia okay, because ana feel amekaa for long, ametoka, how about tuende the other side of the room, place at least anaweza kaa comfortable straight, ama maybe anilalie kifua, tukiongea. So akili yangu haikufikiria anything that
ilikuwa tu sawa, twende tukastretch, twende tukapumzike, hata tumechoka.
Yes. I wasn't concerned about my safety. Tukaenda. So kwenda kwa room, the other room, to my surprise, kuangalia the open space yenye mtu anaweza relax, yenye alikuwa na refer to. To me nilikuwa naona vitu kama tools, and
tools
I can refer to
What?
them like
tools kama gani?
Naweza refer to them kama tools because nilikuwa naona kuna cuffs, kuna some funny, yes,
handcuffs,
yes,
pingu,
yeah, kuna some funny looking ropes, and they were not new to me because the moment I saw them, my mind was like, what? I know this what are this meant for? So I was surprised, but I acted cool, and
so you saw handcuffs,
yeah,
ropes,
whips, yes,
yani nyaunyo, guys,
not the long one though, it's a little bit short,
lakini
but
like
it's a whip,
ile yenye tulikuwa tunachapa nayo tukikuwa high school.
yeah,
yani nyingi zimepangwa hapo, zinangojea kazi yanze kufanywa.
Yes. So alikuwa ananiambia, so kwa life yake ana feel so powerless, and alikuwa anataka just kama hii day tu, anaweza taka ku feel akona just a little bit power over mwanaume mwenye akona yeye kwa enclosure. Yeah, so nilifikiria because nafikiria, but siwezi show nafikiria. I have to fikiria, and
na saa hizo nyumba imefungwa.
Of course ukiwa kwa nini lazima funge nyumba, but not na kifuli.
Sina yeah. So uko kwa room, ndio hizo umeandaliwa hapo, handcuffs, nini, manyauno, nini. Alafu kuna huyu mwanamke amesema yeye her life she's been feeling so powerless, na anakuomba tu for this particular time, umsaidie for her to feel like she's in control.
Yes.
And she has power.
Yeah.
So alikuwa anataka ulale pale akutandike.
No. Aku mention.
Yeah, alisema tu.
Yeah, alisema okay, ziko hapo for that purpose. Like maybe to as if tuna act.
Okay.
So akanambia, nikamuuliza, for me, sijai kuwa in a situation yenye siwezi react if I need to, like nimefungwa mikono or nimefungwa miguu or nimefungwa mdomo. Yeah, and So nilikuwa naona risk level kuna venye ime but to me venye alikuwa naongea was like okay, the whole interaction kuna venye tulikuwa tunaongea unasema okay na feel venye unamaanisha
bado ulikuwa na feel ni kama hii kitu haiwezi enda mbali sana.
Haiwezi enda mbali.
You can control
at face value ukuniambia unataka kufanya hii mbona ni simjui mbona nisimchukue at face value but in the back of my mind nafikiria okay, this is a different kind.
So what happened?
It took some convincing. Ananiambia atafanya anything that itafanya niumie physically. So niendelee tu nayo, tuendelee tu na the whole process venye alikuwa me thought out but haita have kuniumiza physically. So I thought okay.
And this time you're in campus?
Yeah.
So you're like 18, 19?
Around 20.
Around 20?
Yes. Yeah, so okay.
So you gave in?
I gave in and akanifunga mkono.
Akakufunga mkono?
Yes, and I was feeling funny because sijai imagine naweza jipata ina situation nafanya kitu kama hii like nafungwa mkono how and why but siku feel at risk sana so I gave in akanifunga mkono and Makiu so point nili realize this is serious is point alikuwa amevaa some kind of trench coat na si trench coat so the moment
kabuti alikuwa beba kabuti
so si heavy
lakini
so mimi nimelala hapo hivyo though niko worried because najua vitu zinaweza change if imefika hapa what if iendelee and I'm in a situation.
So you felt now you are starting to feel unsafe?
I started to feel unsafe because outfit yake alikuwa kutoa hiyo nini it was venye alikuwa amevaa haikuwa lingari so nikajua okay hii si maybe kitu akilenga Afrika hii si kitu anafanyanga one time probably hii ni kitu yenye maybe even though anaweza kuwa ako and kaambia I'm not comfortable kuendelea na hii process kama tunaweza tone down a little bit venye tulianza was better tulikuwa tunaweza communicate, tulikuwa tunaweza elewana
kwa sitting room
tuongee tu if anaona I'm not what she was looking for tunaweza ona venye tunafanya because it was different now haiku take long manzi hii position ilikuwa niko nilisikia tu whips aliniwekelea aliniwekelea once sikupiga nduru but I was
unajua
shocked.
Nasikia sijui ni cheke nasikia sijui nilie juu sasa hata ninashindwa yani niko na mixed reaction yani unataka kuniambia uliwekelewa manyaunyo ukiwa umehandkafiwa miguu zimefungwa na uwezi lia juu sasa unalia aje kwa LBA
kwanza ilikuwa shock ilikuwa shock because
ni kitu hata first jai happen sasa umejiuliza kwa
nyaunyo iko na mingi
na nyaunyo iko na nyingi si ile moja so ukawekelewa moja ikaisha ama
no haikuisha so nilizoke hapa point imefika I'm at risk and if
so as the lady is beating you up technically what are you doing?
I'm just there. I'm looking at her the way I was looking at her from the beginning
and she's just going at it and going at it and going at it.
First time, second time I tried to convince her that it is a little bit overboard if we can like the way you realize you are at risk but you don't want to show you are at risk you are trying to make it a conversation if another.
So how did it end? How did you so assuming umechapwa mpaka sasa power imeweka tu pale unachapwa mpaka akachoka
though ikuenda sana but ilienda ilienda
then ukaomba tafadhali nifungulie nitoke.
So nili withdraw the way tunaweza kuwa tunaongea and everything.
Ukaacha kuongea.
Just withdrawn and acted like, okay, unataka kuniua, okay, go ahead, but that was not my intention. My intention was aone okay, ni kama nime withdraw, kama naweza okay,
mu negotiate tena ndio sasa akufungulia hizo vitu
ama boeke aseme okay, unaweza enda.
So eventually akakuachilia.
Yeah, eventually.
Let me ask you though, now, because you're in university, you're 20, umeambiwa tu kusikiza mtu anataka kusikizwa, like counseling, therapy, let me go, and then you find yourself in this situation. Obviously, what is your first instinct? You want to call someone. How when you're in that situation una feel unsafe, ama uli give in tu jusa ulifanya analysis ukaona sasa hapa ni hivyo?
So it gets back to me personally, because I don't know, it's the way I grew up or the way I became. I always felt like the person I can share to most is me. I can share to myself most, because
so you're an introvert.
Yes, I know how I feel better than anybody else.
Let me just pause you there, because we are running out of time. I want to hear one last story and then we'll take a break. And when we come back is when now we'll get into now those debates and those arguments.
Yeah.
But let's hear from you.
Okay, nilisema my name is Triza. Okay, mimi niliinvolve in a BNB last year. Nilipatana na mtu Facebook. Like we were chatting, tuna chat. Na the boy alikuwa too young to hadi ukiangalia kwa picha akitumia picha zake ni mdogo. Nikisema anything ananitumia. And that time nilikuwa in need of that money juu mama anakuanga mgonjwa, niliona single mother. So nikiona ananitumia hizo pesa, hadi akiniambia nitumie picha gani, I just send. But kwa hii niomba nimtumie uchi yangu. So mimi namtumia, ananiambia kwa Mombasa, but anakuja tulikutana na ilikuwa mwezi wa 6 last year. Kanambia by mwezi wa 7 atakuwa amekuja Busia. That time nilikuwa Busia na mama. Nikasema ni sawa. So tulikuwa tuna chat. So kufika mwezi wa 7 akanitext akaniambia niko Busia, unaweza kuja lodging fulani, ni hoteli fulani kubwa huko. Kanambia unaweza kuja hoteli fulani. And that time nilipata niko na mama hospitali district hospital. Alikuwa amelazwa. Kanambia unaweza kuja, nikamwambia siwezi kuja. Mamangu anafaa pesa kufanyia pesa fulani. Akaniambia ni sawa, acha nikutumie 3000 hapo deposit kwa dawa then ukuje. Mimi kusikia pesa na mamangu anataka hiyo dawa. Mimi nikasema aje ni sawa, nitumie pesa sasa na kuja. Sikuseleka. Nikatoa pesa nikapea mamangu, nikatoka. Nikaenda kwa hoteli ameniita. So si mimi najua naenda kukutana na kijana mdogo. Nilikuwa na chat na yeye. Kumbe si mtu naenda kuona, ni mtu alikuwa ananitumia picha tukichat. So mimi nimefika, akaniambia kuja room number 4. Nikaingia. Kuingia hivyo ndani, yani nilishtuka, nikasema ama nimepotea room. Akaniambia niliingia pale nikiona mtu naona, nashangaa huyu ni mbaba mgani? Ni mweusi amejaza
mbaba.
Amejaa. Nikashtuka kwanza. Nikasema hapana, kuna mtu natafuta na si wewe. Akaniambia ni mimi. Nikamwambia hapana, acha nimcall. Kwenda kucall na yeye akanicall. Akaniambia ushike ni mimi. Nikaingia. Sasa niko na uoga, mwenyewe nimejipeleka. Siwezi teremka nikiscream, itaonekana awkward. Nikasema acha niingie nione mtu anataka kusema nini. Nikaingia. Nikamwambia mbona kwa pics hizi picha si wewe? Na huyu unakaa mtu different sana. Kwani ukikuwa kwa picha unakuwa mdogo na life unakaa giant. Akaniambia hizo picha ni pesa, si mimi. Sasa mimi ndio mimi. Nika-tense kwanza. Nikamwambia so intention yako na mimi ni nini, umeniita hapa? Nikamwambia nikuje tuongee. Akaniambia si ndio umefika, nataka tuongee ka. Nikiangalia nikasema first time kuingia lodging. Nikasema ndafanya aje? Nikamwambia boda amenileta sijamlipa hapo nje. Akaniambia ina shida. Kizuri madha fulani aliingia hivi mwenye anatengenezanga hapo, oneka hizo wanatandika vitanda nini. Akaingia. Ule akamwambia na sijaona towel hapa. Huyo mbaba akamwambia sijaona towel hapa. Ule akamwambia towel, wacha niende floor ya juu nilete. Nikasema towel, nikamuuliza towel ni nini? Akaniambia tulia. Nikasema naweza scream. Akaniuliza unaweza scream? kuna mtu amekuleta hapa, si mwenyewe umekuja, scream kama unataka. Akanisongesha karibu, kuangalia hivi kwa mfuko, akatoa hii pisto ndogo aka kadogo, akaweka hivi kando, akanambia ndio hiyo shoot. Nikiona kitu yenyewe nimesweat, nasikia tu nguvu hakuna, nikasikia tu nje na nyuma, yani from nowhere nili tense to once. Nikasema hapa wacha ni act like niko nataka huyu mtu, ndio hii kitu nimeona ikiniingia, hiyo ni kifo. Nikajaribu na muexplain na mwambia usiniue, mama wangu hospitali, andaka pesa. Akamwambia naweza kuwa na bado tu nimshughulikie. Sasa anajaribu kunitishia. Akanambia nataka tufanye kitu but nakulipa 6k. Nikamwambia kitu gani unataka tufanye? Nikamwambia kama ni sex zifanye na wewe ni mzee. Akanambia sasa ndio unaona mimi ni mzee. Ulikuwa unakula pesa zangu, si ndio? Nikaingiza tension. Sasa mimi kitu ilikuwa kwa roho yangu nikasema, mtu atawe rafiki. Nipate chance ya kutoka na yeye. Akaenda kalock mlango, ni zile za kulock. Akatoa key. Akaniambia unatoa nguo zote kama utaki kufanya na mimi sex na kupiga picha kama uko uchi, alafu natuma. Nikamwambia hiyo si kitu imenileta hapa. Jaribu try kuni understand. Hadi na mbeg na inama chini ananiambia hiyo si kazi yangu. Wewe fanya kitu nakuambia. Sasa hiyo kuzozana naye, ule madamu akabisha. Kubisha akamuignore, akabisha ya pili. Kubisha ya pili akanambia enda hivyo kwa bathroom, niende nifungue mlango. Sasa mimi nilikuwa like ameshika pistol ananiambia niende bathroom. Nikasema wacha tu niende, lakini kwa roho niko akisonga kwa mlango ataniua, lakini nitakuwa nimefika kwa hiyo mlango penye anafungua. So it's like akanambia acha niende nifungue. Kwenda kufungua hiyo mlango, akitaka kuingiza kifungu anaona ana step. Tena anawacha, anambia mama si kiasi nafungua nipe 5 minutes. Bila mama kufungua niko ndaka kwenda kwa room nyingine. So me is like huyu mbaba nitaanza je kudozi naye. Mamangu anataka nilikuwa akili yangu hata nikasahau kama mamangu ni mgonjwa, nimetense. Sasa akili yangu ilikuwa hapa nimepata ugonjwa. Akishamaliza kunikula ataniua. Nikiona ile pistol kwanza kinipointisha hivi, nasema tu hii leo tu ni siku ya mwisho. Sasa nikamwambia before fungue mlango najua utaniua. Chukua simu nipigie tu mamangu, nimwambie bye, alafu kimaliza uniue. Kanambia hiyo si tension, hiyo si kenye mimi nimeleta hapa. Weka pale. Usione bunduki sitaki kukuua. Weka tu hapo. Nikasema akafungua mlango, akatoka nje, akaenda kaleta towel mwenyewe. Akaingia, niko ndani na tense. Akaingia, nikamwambia sasa niangalie yako tu na wewe ujiangalie. Wewe ni mzee, si unihurumie. Akanambia by the way naweza kukuhurumia. Ikafika tema akanambia buka hapo kuna hii kitu inakaa kama ile bat ni nguo hivi. Akanambia kaa hapo tupige story. So is like nakaa lakini roho haiko hapo. Ni vile tu nataka ni concentrate kwake ili hiyo kitu ameshika isimalize. Akaanza kunielezea story. At that time nilikuwa nimemaliza 4th last year. Kwa nimemaliza form 4. Kanambia dia yako na mtoto amemaliza form 4 msichana. But msichana yake amekuwa akisikia anaendanga lodging na baba wakubwa. Sasa yeye pia ametaka kuonako vile wao baba wakubwa wanasikianga vizuri na msichana yake. Nikamwambia sasa mimi si msichana wako. Akanambia baidha nikikuangalia hata nikitaka have sex na wewe naona ni kama ni mtoto wangu. Sasa kitu utafanya ni utoe nguo, nikupige picha na utoke uende. Nikasema ndatoa je nguo mtu anipige picha. Kitu ya kwanza kituma familia yangu ikiona sitakuwa na jina. Nikamwambia si useme kitu kingine naweza fanya. Akanambia kuna kitu kingine kando na sex ama kutoa nguo. Akanambia basi kitu unaweza fanya rudisha pesa zote za nimeshawahi kutumia. Nikasema God nifanye nini? Huyu mtu amenipatia hizi chances 3 na kuna kenye naweza fanya, siwezi rudisha pesa sina. Picha ni mpaka tu atanipiga tuko hapa ndani. Nikasema ni sawa. Nilikuwa nimevaa dera, na hiyo dera ilikuwa ndani na kamisi. Nikiinua hiyo kwenda kuinua hiyo dera ikifika hapa kwa kiuno, mlango ikabishwa. Tena yule madam kumenda alibisha. Akabisha akamwambia, "Sorry kuna ufunguo nilikuwa nayo ya room 2, nimesahau, nataka kuchukua iko kwa bathroom hapo kwa sink." Nikasema tu Mungu ameniokoa. Kufungua tu hivi mlango, madam kuingia nikamshika. Akalock. Akaambia madam, "Ukishuka na huyu msichana na waua nyinyi wote." Sasa ni yeye baki hapa naye, nifanye kenye nafanya na mshuke. Kumbe madam si ufunguo alikuwa amekujia. Alikuwa amesense kuna kitu inaendelea hapa ndani. Juu vile alienda kuchukuliwa towel alinyang'anywa na mlango ikafungwa. So vile alikuja hapo ndani, hakukuja juu amekuja peke yake. Alinform boss wake na akateremka chini akakuja kwa hiyo room tulikuwa. So hiyo time akamwambia ni sawa, kama unataka kuoa huyu msichana utamuua na mimi stoki hapa. So tukibishana hivyo hiyo madam akascream. Kumbe kitu alikuwa amebeba haikuwa na risasi ndani. Akashika hivi akataka kushoot. Hiyo madam akamwambia ni sawa, wewe shoot. Lakini msichana anasema sasa nilikuwa nimemshika hivi na nyuma na kombele. Akaniambia simwachi. Akasema kama mtaki ni wa shoot, nyinyi wote mtoe nguo, nichukue tu video. Hiyo ndio kitu nataka. Sitaki kitu kingine na niende. Kuma madam alikuwa amwambia boss. Sasa tukizozana hivyo, mlango si unajua tunagonga hivi tukirudi nyuma. Mlango ikabishwa. Kubishwa mlango. Akasema ukifungua hiyo mlango na wasi baada kuna pistol, ikabidi tu act safe. Ikabidi akae chini, akatuambia mkae. Mwenye alikuwa anabisha mlango alibishwa akachoka. Wakateremka. Sasa tujue alikuwa ameenda kufanya nini chini. Tukakaa hapo chini, tukakaa kwa kitanda na yeye. Akatuelezea akatuambia di pistol haina kitu. Kama tumemwitia watu wasikuje kumfanyia anything. Kitu yenye alikuwa the main thing ilikuwa a revenge. Vile mtoto wake huwa anafanyiwa. Sasa nilikuwa tu kama si sex kudoze na mimi alikuwa nichukue pics na aende, but intention yake sana ilikuwa achukue picha. So ku create hii scene akaambia mfanyikazi sitaki kushikwa, sijataka kushikwa. Kitu yenye iko msiseme niko na hii bunduki. Wacha nichukue niweke kwa bag, kama ni pesa nitawapatia. Huyu mama akakataa. Akasema hapana. Mimi naenda kushtaki, ulikuwa unataka kuoa huyo msichana kwa nini? Akasema hii pistol haina chochote. Akahesabu 7k hapo. Akaambia mama pesa ndio hii. Mchukue pesa. Mchukue, lakini hiyo story mwachane nayo. Mama akasema, pesa. Hadi mimi pia tena roho ile ya kushtuka ikapotea kwanza. Nikasema pesa. Mama wangu ni mgonjwa. Acha kwanza tucheze na pesa. Tukachukua pesa, tukagawana. Sasa wale kukuja, tukasema tu tulikuwa tunazozana tu kidogo, ile kitu tulikuwa tumeelewana, ikabaki sasa huyo baba ni anko yangu. Na huyu mama kuelewa story. Tuka create hiyo scene tu hivyo kidesign na tukatoka. Since that day nikasema kama ni pesa ya babas, wacha ikae tena kule yangu ya kuhustle. What? Sasa tangu siku nasemanga mtu akienda huko si ati ameenda tu anataka kujuza. Ina depend na situation imempeleka hapo. Mimi nilienda sasa, wacha nikuulize. Tangu hiyo siku ushairudi tena? Siwezi jaribu. Sijaijaribu. We. Hey. Guys, it's heavy. We have had the stories. I want us to take a 2-minute break, after which when we come back, now we will hear the divergent views amongst us. Tutadiscuss further, ndio tumalizie tuweze kujua sasa hii story tunaifikishia wapi. So please stay on the channel. 2 minutes break. Thank you. Wow.
Why would you cast this spell on me? Yeah. What's up? Why did you cast this spell on me? Yeah. What's Why would you cast this spell on me? Yeah. What's up? Why did you cast this spell on me? Yeah.
la prod.
Welcome back. We've had a heavy first session. We've had all the stories, some that you cannot even imagine. Kama haukukuwa na sisi, try and rewind on that live link and get the stories. But just a reminder, this is about all the deaths that have been happening recently. Some people are calling it femicide, you know, the systematic and targeted deaths of women. Some people have now said it's not femicide. There's also a new terminology that we should familiarize ourselves with. It's, I see, androcide, systematic killing of men. Some people are saying, no, it's not about men and it's not about women. They're saying that this is IPV. It is the intimate partner violence, where you have two people, two consenting adults, they get into an argument, they get violence, they kill each other. And other people are just saying, this is just business as usual. Apparently it's been happening, and why are you people being shocked that watu wamekuwa kiuliwa? Ni venye tu sasa tuko social media ndio mnaweza kuona hizo vitu. So whatever it is, we are all in agreement that nobody deserves to die that kind of a death. So that is the common ground enye imetuleta hapa. It is not about whether it is the men who are being killed, whether it is the women who are being killed. But let me just remind people who have asked me why we are tagging this show a show of femicide. In the recent past, we have had deaths of, just allow me to read them, and may their souls rest in peace, and we hope that their families are somehow trying to deal with the situation. We've had Starlet Wahu, who was stabbed to death at an Airbnb in South B in January 2024. We had Rita Waeno Wendo, who was beheaded and dismembered at Thika Road Mall Drive in Roysambu 14th, in January 2024. We have Malkia, who was stabbed at her house in Magarini, Kilifi County, just this January 2024. We have Christine Auma, who was murdered and dismembered at her kitchen in Kimwala village just in January. And then we have Lucy Boke, who was stabbed by her boyfriend at Kisii University 23rd November. And I'm very sure that there are many that we have not listed. And hence you understand why my focus as at this particular moment is highlighting the femicide and why this is happening, and just trying to understand the stories of potential victims, because we are all potential victims. Sisi sote tumeka hapa, we are all, as long as you are living and breathing and, you know, trying to get by in this life, we are potential victims, and that's what we are trying to have a conversation about. Nimewasikiza stories zenu, and I just want to say, first of all, hey, I hope the trauma has not been too much. And you know, that's something we don't talk about also, mental health. Kuna venye unakuwa situation, unamaliza, and then people just assume that you're okay, you've moved on. But even just the story, it sort of triggers, it takes you back to that situation. Unaanza kusikia hata hauko sawa. But as we go on this second session of this conversation, I want us to have now the real talk. First of all, do you think in these situations, those who are, when you mmetuambia story yenu, do you think it was your fault?
No.
You don't think it was your fault? Does anybody here think like, damn, actually come to think of it, it was my fault, I shouldn't have done ABCD? Tukwe too honest.
Okay, can I speak?
Yes.
You see, when someone like me, if I came and I have this intention of luring Triza over here, I'm going to do everything in my capability to make sure that I'm going to win. So how then is it going to become her fault when I intentionally lured her there? You use money, you seduce people with temptations like money, and you know, you can't blame the victim. At the end of the day, she's the victim because she was lured there. You see?
People are saying it's the love of money. Hiyo kukuwa lured, ulivutwa na nini? Ulivutwa na pesa. Watu wanasema nyinyi mnaongea lakini ulivutwa. Kama ungekuwa na tamaa ya pesa, ungekuwa umejipata umeenda sherehe.
Yeah. Kama mimi. Sasa kama singesikia hiyo do. Sasa imagine sasa beshte yangu angeenda. Okay, sisemi, but for instance, angeenda akufe. You know hiyo kitu ingeniumiza kichwa. Singelala, niko like, juu
sasa wewe ndio umekuwa ukiwatuma huko sherehe na ma Nigerians huko na kitu ikiwafanyikia huko umefikiria. So you think it was your fault maybe that if potentially something went wrong you'd blame yourself?
Yeah, I would blame myself. Sababu ni mimi hata nilikuwa na convince na ina shida, you just go nini it's safe. So naona
Majama,
Yeah.
you think it was your fault? Juu hata hizo manyaunyo venye ulipigwa na hizo manyaunyo, wewe unafikiria kama ungejipeleka huko?
I think most of the time hata kama tunaweza sema umejua huwa kuadmit guilt si kitu rahisi. But sometimes tunakuaga na kuna part wa tuna play kwa our own suffering. Kuna part wa tuna play hata kama tuwezi admit, because if you look at it vizuri from like not full, but I think kuna part what tuna play like.
So you think that this conversation, the way people are saying your love for money, feel free to kuchangia your love for money? No.
Si ati ni pesa, na depend na situation. Kama mimi situation ndio ilinituma. Kama singe kwa hivyo, and yet pia tuseme pia pesa iliniita na pia situation ikachangia. Juu pia nilikuwa mdogo, mtu akikwambia hiyo pesa na unaimagine shida uko nazo, unaenda.
So alichukua advantage ya venye anajua wewe ni mdogo, hiyo pesa inakaa nyingi, uko na mashida.
Ndio mtu akianza kunichatisha, nilikuwa na shida zangu mingi. So aliona like hizi pesa zake na shida zangu
zinaendana. Anaweza solve hizo shida.
Anaweza solve.
Alex, potentially if you guys are at the party potentially and something happens to your friend, would you blame yourself?
No, I don't blame myself. And in this whole thing, I also don't think it's the love of money. I don't like that mentality, because let me take Triza's situation for example. This person was helping her pay for her mother's medicine and all these things. They've already gained your trust in a way, like this person is helping me. Trust them, they have good intentions with me, they're helping me, they're general giving me money for general upkeep. So by the time you're going to the BNB, you have some sort of trust to this person. So it's not always I'm going because I want the money. Sometimes you feel like I finally found a person who I genuinely have feelings for, who is there for me, who I trust. So maybe you're going because love. It's not always about money.
It's not always about money.
Yeah.
But potentially, if something happens, you guys have taken a BNB, you guys are chilling, you're like, good vibes, inshallah. And then one of your friends, I don't know, takes too much. I don't know what you guys drink nowadays, and it passes out. You guys go to the second venue, nini. Then you wake up to the news that one of your friends has been dismembered from the Airbnb. Their body has been found. Would you put that on you? How do you see any responsibility that you think should have been taken by you?
Yeah, I'll feel some kind of guilt because I was there with my friend. We should have been there for each other, protecting each other. We went there together, so we should have left together. We should have been sticking together the whole time there. So I would feel some type of guilt if something happened to them, knowing that I went to them to the B&B.
So in all this do you think it's your fault if something happens to you, because you also do sherehe pale kwa B&B? Kitu kienda too wrong, missing nini, who will you blame?
For me, I think these people use money to lure girls. Because trust me, one thing that I know, mostly, hata mkienda dunda, let's say you chilled with your friends and some girls are there. You maybe table yenyu imechafua maybe kama 20k. But kuna table lingine pale hivi wase maybe wameshika boti ya almost maybe even people buy hata za 80k naonaga. So like they come, ni vitu mi uona, you see. We have these female friends of ours. They wanakwambia cheza chini, acha nene tu ile table jole usako na wako na do.
Demi yako anakuambia wewe cheza chini, wacha nene nikasaka drinks.
Siko around. As in mimi najua venye ndafanya. So you utacheza chini venye iko aishia, cause sometimes hata unapataga mna baiwadi boti yo table. So umsi udim maybe akitaka ku make decision, maybe hata kuishia na huyo msi. You don't know kama atakuwa make hata kitu kwa hiyo tei. So siwezi blame atini yao madem. Wana, it's not from them, because kama wanafanya some things maybe wakiwa sober na scenario kama hiyo, they wouldn't go for that. But maybe zikisha shika msi ako like
but we all tuambiane ukweli sasa, and feel free to jump in. The one thing that makes us do certain things, or at least in all these stories, ukisikia story ya Triza, story ya nani, story kila mtu, maybe story yako ndio sijasikia kama kulikuwa na wera pale, ilikuwa ni do ulikuwa unapata, but the common factor is money. Yeah, whether it's money that you want to just chill, well, maybe not for the teenagers who are just sherehe, because then they are using their parents' money to go and party in the B&B, but still money is an element, right? So tunaweza kubaliana tuseme poverty is the enemy.
Greed is the enemy, not poverty.
Greed is the enemy.
Greed is the enemy.
So greed, for instance, now like you, greed yako sasa hapo ilikuwa gani?
Because I wasn't greedy. I was going to have fun with my friend. Mimi hata sikuwa nilipwe. She was to get paid for work that I would have done.
So for you it was the soft life.
No.
It wasn't the soft life, because umesema ulikuwa umepack bikini, ulikuwa umepack nini, ulikuwa unaenda holiday, sherehe na hakuna mtu anakuitisha ulipe bill. Hiyo basi pale si ni soft life.
Okay, in some essence, yeah. But also the idea of getting to spend quality time with a friend from high school, that's some sort of reunion. The soft life is just a bonus.
The elements of the social nature of what is being proposed.
Exactly.
So you don't think poverty is the enemy?
Hiyo point ya Triza, niko na best yangu. Yani she literally has everything. Akiitisha hii anapewa na mamake ama babake. Anything kwa nyumba anastokiwa, and she's in school. Tell me why she has babas?
To maintain the life.
It is a question. So why do you think akona mbabas na anapewa kila kitu, akona nyumba, akona parents are taking care of her? What is it around that lifestyle?
Me naonanga. Yeah, sasa. Me see, like she wants to, I don't know kama kuna level ya richness. So maybe anataka kutoka hii level ya pesa ende hii level.
So bado tumerudi pale kwa pesa. So bado tunarudi tu kwa pesa. However way you look at it, somehow money is a factor, right?
Yeah.
Because it facilitates something.
I can weigh in.
Pesa itoshekana.
Go ahead.
Okay. So mi naona kwa population kama ya Kenya, where the majority of the population iko made up of the youth, inaleta situation nyingine like majority of wenye wako na at least they've made something, or at least wako comfortable, wametengeneza some money yenye wanaweza take care of basic needs zao, and wakwe na some extra za kuspend. Percent yao ni kidogo compared to percent ya youth, and ukiangalia situation yenye youth wa hii society wako at, kuna venye tunaweza sema kuna fuel inaweza kuwa ina drive a big number of youth ku-engage in some activities yenye inaweza waweka at a risk like zenye tulikuwa tunaongelelea hapa. So kuna vija society pia inaingililia the kind of society tuko nayo. Yeah.
So another thing I want to get out, because one, we have all agreed money is a player.
Yeah.
Whether it is greed, whether it is what, money is a player. It's a facilitator, inatumika kuvuta watu, inatumika somehow juu ya hiyo pesa unajipata uko kwa situation funny. Even Alex, maybe you might not see it, but don't you think money is a player? Because if your parents didn't give you money, you guys wouldn't be able to get the B&Bs. In which case you wouldn't be able to party in the B&Bs. So money somehow plays a part in this whole situation. Now I want to ask you a very, people have said that, and now here feel free to debate. People are saying that we shouldn't be talking about safety or anything. First of all, girls, women, just stop being greedy. Muache kukula fare, muache kuitiwa sherehe, muache kutafuta wababas, stop being greedy. There's another person who said you want to earn you want to spend money that's not yours. Yeah? There are other people who are saying women of late, you don't have any morals. What do you guys have to say about that?
People who are spending money that is not yours. So, mimi niko like sasa, okay, umeitwa, umeambiwa kuja, haujui kama hiyo ya Triza, haujui kenye unaenda kufanya huko, you are drinking, umeletewa pombe, unakunywa, alafu they are telling you, you have to sleep with this and this. Sasa, hapo hakuna hata kitu yenye, au kuambiwa ati kuna pesa unafaa kulipia.
Lakini si unakunywa pombe ya mtu. So we are being told, stop spending money that's not yours. So, ukiitwa, for instance, like now I say, after this shoot, guys, we're going sherehes, nini, let's go to this place. Wewe mwenyewe unajua una pesa kwa mfuko, unasema, hapana, asante, mimi nimeenda home juu una pesa yako ya kununua pombe. That's what the people are saying to women.
Huyo mtu akwambie, I'm going to pay for it. Alafu at the end, anakuambia, you have to pay for it. Sasa unaona. It's not entirely your fault.
You see, women lack morals. My experience working in a club, I see a lot of ladies who have mbabas, and they always have a certain type of dress code. Kuna vile wanastahili wavae. And this is so true, because you see, if you have mbabas, there's a way you can't just dress. You can't just go there wearing tracksuit, or in fact they won't even So
it's a lifestyle.
It's not even a lifestyle. It's some sort of rules that this man, he's paying you for just like kukana, for companionship. He's paying you for companionship.
It's rules of the game. There's a game here for socialization. For instance, like Delas, you've told us, there's a game, you guys are going to the club, you have a girlfriend, but you understand that because you don't have too much money to spend on her, you allow her to go and be social with the people who have the money. It's like rules of engagement. The same way you're saying, it's like if your target is wababas, kuna venye lazima ujiweke, and that pressure is now what people are conforming to.
No, sasa imegeuka imekuwa we lack morals. But
so you don't think women lack morals? I'm just asking.
Trying to survive.
Exactly.
Trying to survive.
So we cannot generalize that women lack morals.
Let's talk about men. Do you think men? Do you think all this is because can we fault men? Can we say it is because it's men killing women?
For me, at some point, there is some level of accountability we'll have to admit. We cannot be debating and there is no one taking accountability. Something happened because of something. Like there was something, like it started from somewhere.
It started from somewhere.
If accountability is 100%, we are not saying 100% it was this person's fault, or 100. Even if it is 1%, at some point there is accountability that.
I'm looking at you because Triza, wewe ulikuwa na chat na mtu Facebook. ndio huyo amekwambia anakuja, amekwambia kuja room number 4 nini pale, any fault on your end?
Okay. Mimi naweza sema mimi sioni makosa yangu. Naweza ona but sioni vizuri. Juu
unaweza ona but huoni vizuri.
Mimi nilikuwa nataka hiyo pesa, ndio nataka kufanyia kitu fulani, na vile huyo mtu alikuwa ananichatisha, nilijua huyo mtu ako na aim nzuri. Okay, naweza sema maybe vile alikuwa ananichatisha nikasema like huyu mtu anaweza kuwa mtu mpoa. Tunaweza endelea mbali na penye alikuwa ananiongeleshea hapo sasa. Sasa mimi siwezi sema ni pesa ama nini. Okay, mimi naweza sema maybe
yani you are genuine. Wewe ulikuwa hata una fall in love.
Mimi hadi ikuwa hivyo.
Mtu anakuja anakupea tu do, anakutumia tu. Huwezi ona hiyo ni.
Lakini you remember the guy, the pictures were even false. Huyo alikuwa like legit, he was just tricking her.
Alafu tena nikiona akinitumia hizo pesa na nikiangalia na nitumia pesa na niko na shida na hizi pesa nataka. Si ni mpaka tamchatisha. Okay, ni tamaa pili nipeleka.
Shida si tamaa.
Shida zangu, kama singekuwa na shida ningekuwa na pesa singefuata.
But ni sawa, but ingefika point umwambie si hata angalau kuje to meet place open hivi.
Okay, nilimtext akanambia ako Mombasa, but akikuja tutaonana. So akiniambia niende kwa hiyo hoteli ni kitu kubwa. Like ukiingia ndani hapo vile unaingia tu hivi katika hapo watu wanakunywa, wanajibamba. So mimi nilijua vile ameniita ako hapo. Alafu hiyo hoteli ni ile kitu iko security sana. Hata mtu akiweza kufanyia kitu akitoka nje mpaka atashikwa hizi toka nje. Jua nafaa sign na wewe, akitoka nje nafaa sign na wewe hapo mkitoka.
Alafu funny things, our babas, it might be my father, it might be your dad. Yani ni watu tu wamejificha ficha. Wako tu hapo stop femicide.
Yeye alikuwa mkubwa, nikiangalia hivi na nipige picha ya budangu, nasema huyu ni babu yangu sasa.
Now let me
actually let's say this, hatufai kujudge maybe gender, either equal female ama male, because you see some things like this, whatever's just happened recently, things are happening that maybe to teach other people in the society. Unajua ikiingiza maybe fright ndani, people will be more careful. You see, for instance like me, niko na shop ya sneakers. At least I have to pesa, lakini sivyo mob sana. I have customers who are females. Watu wa kuejea mamangu. Na wengi wao wako na pesa, wana drive hizi Porsche cars. Nimekatiwa mara kama 4 na mamadhi. But sijaingia box kwa nini? Because there's this incident place nafanya job like 3 years ago. There was this boy alipatikana na BBMC na literally alishutiwa thrice akadedi, na hiyo story like haikuenda mahali. Umse akoshikwa hata the same lady still ana shop around. So huyo
chali alishutiwa
na akazikwa,
story yake ikaisha na haikuletwa news venye hizi zimeletwa news.
Nothing happened. So like unajua ukiona kitu kama hiyo hata wewe definitely utakuwa na hiyo nini.
So let me now shift gears kidogo. Since nyinyi wote mnasema it's not your fault, mimi sioni kama ilikuwa fault yangu, mimi sioni kama ni fault ya madam, mimi sioni kama ni fault ya nani. So who should take responsibility? Because when now things happen, people come out and they're like government should. So wacha ni switch gears hapo. Supposing tu sasa juu kila mtu hapa amesema mkiangalia vizuri wewe uone kama hapo kuna you don't have any faults, because either you are trying to solve your problem, you're just getting by life, you're in your social circles, so you don't see any fault. So if given a chance today and you're told today you are the Minister of Interior, saizi tu, because you know we always say government should do, government wako wapi, hii serikali iko wapi. Haya sasa umeambiwa wewe ni serikali. Alex, if today you're the Minister of Interior and people are coming and they're telling you you should do something, people are dying in Airbnbs, what do you think you do in a situation like this?
I feel like even no matter what you do, like you set up new security type of things, I feel like the killings will still happen, and all this is basically in I'm sorry to say this, like in all these cases the men who killed the women, you see now it's because of the men's corrupt mind. The women, when their intention was maybe just to have fun, maybe a few drinks, I'm going to, like the girl who went to hang out with her boyfriend, she was stabbed. You see, it's now the men's corrupt mind. For their intention is to now kill. So no matter what you do, it's like it's now.
So it's not an issue of security. It's not like today we can come out and say all Airbnbs must have a panic button in every room and every chair, such that if someone strangles you, you press the button. G4S or I don't know which security comes running in, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
because
the killings
that's
might
not
still happen somewhere else.
Yeah,
even if it's not a B&B.
it won't happen. It might happen somewhere else,
Yeah.
even if it's not an Airbnb. So, having said that, because you seem to have your own take on the whole thing, supposing, because this is something that is I'm creating supposing you are the Minister of Interior, or supposing you are now the person in charge of regulating this kind of
May I chip in?
situations, what would you do?
I feel like at this point you just have to talk about what's going on. You bring awareness, make it a sensitive topic that everyone is talking about, everyone knows about. No matter what part of the country you're on, you know this is happening. People have these intentions. I feel like you just let other people know about what's really going on and
Sensitize people on situations that are real, so that they can be aware. Talk about it. For starters, start talking real situations.
Because right now, if we weren't talking about this, I'm sure there's there's a woman somewhere or a man somewhere who will still go to a B&B, because if no one was talking about femicide, no one was talking about being killed at B&Bs, people will still go to B&Bs not having this mentality that something bad might happen to me. I'm going to meet up with my significant other. I'm going to meet up with this person I've been talking to online. You see, now that everyone is talking about it, there's some sort of,
people are careful.
Yeah, now you're more careful. You're like, no, let's go somewhere public, to a restaurant. I see you first. I see what your intentions are first.
Rachel, you are now the Minister of Interior, or in charge of regulating whatever needs to be regulated. People have come to your office, tumekuja. Sisi hata tumepatikana kwa Airbnb, wengine tumeshangaa vitu zimetufanyikia huko. We have survived, but we want you to do something.
Well, as much as what she said is important, I also feel that the fact that the men that are being suspected for being the main suspects in these killings, they are not even Kenyans. These guys are Nigerians.
Matara was Kenyan. Is Kenyan.
That was the first case. And with the case of Matara, alisema there was a group of men, and he was caught. So it's a very high probability that the other guys are also part of his group, and we are being told that they are not even Kenyans.
So what would you do? Utafunga borders?
No, not kufunga borders, but the fact that tumeishi as a country, tumeishi for a while. We've been having these Nigerians wamekuwa huku. Almost everyone knows they've been doing some illegal businesses, sijui wash, sijui all that. And it has been okay until wamefika hii point. Sasa ni kama wash haijawatosha. Sasa wameanza kukidnap women, and then they are using these usually imekuwa when you meet the ladies, when they meet the men, wao ndio hupewa pesa. So they assume because you've been meeting men, you have some kabank umeweka mahali. So now they want to force
you would call for regulation of foreigners.
Yeah, and their businesses.
Would say, let us look at the foreigners, let us look at their businesses, because according to you, the majority of these murderers are foreigners.
Yeah.
And they are here, and now your illegal businesses inawasukuma mpaka sawa wanaanza kuua watu.
Wameenda sasa, wamepita mipaka.
What would you do?
Personally, I do. You see, like the recent case that was at Roy Sambu, the guy who checked in with the B&B was not the same person who had hired the room. It was a lady. It is all over the news and Nairobi gossip. We've been reading everywhere. So that person used another person's credentials to get to the room, and yet he just went to use the room. So maybe the government should beef up security by maybe coming up with measures that the person who booked the room, they should make sure the same person who booked the room is the same person who's going to use that room.
But I've seen that tumeambiwa new regulations from this security agency, I forget the name, new regulations now on all Airbnbs. Before you reach there, or unapeana hapo ID yako kwa entrance, ndio unapanda ama unashuka ama wherever. Then when you're done with the Airbnb is when you pick your ID. What do you guys feel about that?
Juu sasa me I own a Airbnb. Unajua hata mimi naendanga uko sherehe. Mnaambiwa mpick keys from somewhere. Mbona sasa huyo mtu asikuje? Know the person that is picking the key. Aache ID, aache details zake. Ni just pick the key. Mkimaliza logout time ni hii, mtoke mwache key penye mliacha.
So, but it's also shown that in one of these incidences that they actually left an ID, but it was a fake ID. So kuacha ID pia, because how many times do you go to buildings and you leave anything there? Sometimes a student ID that's not even yours, sometimes what, then you enter. So is that really helping? Will that be the reason why someone will not be killed in a BNB? Tuache fingerprints. I mean, you know, sometimes also what I'm trying to bring out is that we always have a factory reset where when you feel you're backed in a corner, the first person to blame is government or someone else. Because I've started with, do you think that it is your responsibility? Do you blame yourself in any manner? Kila mtu amesema, me, I don't blame myself. Because me, I was just doing sherehe. Because me, I was just helping my mother. Because me, I was just, unanelewa. So kuna kuwa na hiyo understanding ya, lakini kukiharibikia, tunasema serikali. Sasa ukiambiwa wewe ni serikali, wewe sasa ni serikali. That's what I'm trying to get out of you, because serikali is not an amorphous thing. There are people in those offices who actually now say, what are we going to do about the deaths that are happening? And what my feeling is, there's a disconnect between those people in those offices na vitu kwa ground. Unanielewa? Juu kama saizi watu wameambiwa you must leave your ID. How many of you guys would leaving your ID, for instance, Alexandra, if you left your ID and your friend also left the ID and then she passed out, will that help? Because you all went in there. Sometimes you're in a group, all of you have left your IDs downstairs, and something happens. Maybe someone is raped in there. You know, there are situations that require a bit more than just policy and government, and that's what I'm trying to say. We need like a self-accountability system, such that hata mimi nikuwe nikijua nimeitwa sherehe, ndio I want to hang out with my friend, but possibilities of if this goes south, I must hold myself responsible to some certain level. Do you guys agree or not?
We do.
Yeah, because at one point you have to also say, mpaka hapa mimi nilifanya, sasa serikali ikuje ifanye kazi yake. What do you guys think though about so someone has been saying about not someone, many people have been saying that vijana wetu wanaharibika kwa sababu ya single mothers. Ati because ukiwa single mother, sijui kuna kanotion hapo that hao wasichana wote ama wasichana wengi wenye wameuliwa, ukifuata story yao, sijui single mother, sijui nini. What do you guys think about that? You think it's a factor?
That's unnecessary.
No.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a disgusting way to think about all this, because how many people were raised by single mothers and became successful gentlemen, big people in business industries, in different industries. So to say that it's a single mother that's made their child act and do these inhumane things, I feel like it's just a very bad, disgusting way to think about all this.
So it's like a blanket statement.
Yeah.
But don't you think it's like also saying Nigerians are bad people?
So I think if we look at it and if all the cases, if we isolate them and find out that all come from a single mother background, I don't think that's a reason enough to say that it's because they were raised by a single parent households is the reason being raised in a single parent household is a automatic ticket that they'll end up in a particular way, in one way or the other, but it's not also a reason to exclude it. We can admit it's not a deciding factor, but how
But
if
it could be a contributing
it could
factor,
be, yes,
but not the deciding factor.
yeah. So we can debate at it, like, how about if it is a contributing factor, than just saying no, it is not a factor.
How many of you here come from single parent households? Unaona ni kwa sababu ati uko single parent ndio you are in that situation from your
Okay, hapana. Unaweza raiziwa na single parent, but ukue tu umeraiziwa tu poa tu. But na situation ndio inafanyanga mtu anafanya hizo vitu. Maybe umeraiziwa na single mother ama father na kuna venye hajiwezi. So unajipata umejiingiza kwa hizo situation. But kuraiziwa na single mother si mbaya, single parent si mbaya. Na depend tu anaweza kuraise vizuri, but na depend pia na mtoto mwenyewe.
Maybe sasa waseme umeraiziwa na single parent, but you want the best for your parent. Maybe umeraiziwa na single parent na umemwona akistruggle na the rest, na unataka na unasikia kuna pali mtu anapeana 100k, kuna pali mtu anapeana 30k, si wewe utaiendea so that you can better the life of your mother ama your
so it's a situation thing.
Yeah, ni situation tu unajipata.
So meaning unaweza kuwa na mama yako na baba yako hapo na wote hawajiwezi, bado ukiitiwa hiyo wera hiyo dosi bado utaenda. So we are saying it could be a contributing, but it's not really the factor. I want to give you an opportunity because we are wrapping it up. And first of all, thank you guys, asante sana, for coming and for contributing and for telling your stories. And we might not necessarily come up with one solution, but what I want to do is give you, each and every one of you, 1 minute, if less, not 1 or 2 minutes, tupatie punchline. What do you think should be done? What message do you want to send out there to your colleagues, to your age mates, to your peers, to people who are younger than you, who could potentially end up in a situation that you have been in? And you know, a message of hope and accountability from our end. Who would like to go first?
I will.
Go ahead.
So I can say that there is a part that the government can play. There's a policy issue part of it, and I think the government can step up and look at it, and I think there's a policy issue to it too, and I also think it's a society issue, and I generally probably all of us in this room, we don't lead a perfect life. At one point in the day or in the week or in the month, we'll be short of, maybe financially, emotionally, but we will be short. And I think we are just all living in, we are just all trying, and blaming each other for whatever happens for the other. It is not the solution, but we should embrace each other. We all live in this country, we all share this country. Where I sit here, the whole world is my world. Where you sit there, there's a way you view things, I am how I am because how I grew up, how I was taught. There is a reason I am the way I am. There is a reason I am here seated right now. So I think we can offer, we can be kind to each other.
Kindness, practice
yes.
kindness. That's your message.
But we can practice kindness because if we just look at it, we are all trying, and even if hatuwezi kuwa tunaiangalia in that we are all trying, kuna point unaweza kuwa unakaa unasema ule mtu anakaa life yake ni perfect. hata kama ni perfect to standard yangu, probably yeye kwa standard yake ako messed up somewhere. Vitu tunaweza kuwa tunaona probably perfect, but ukimwangalia vizuri yeye as a person, yenye na makeup, ukimwangalia as a person utakuja kurealize probably hata yeye kuna kitu ana struggle nayo.
So practice kindness, don't fall into social media pressures of other people's lives, and be authentic to yourself. That is your message.
Yes,
I love it. Who's ready to go next?
Okay. Mi naweza sema it's not anybody's fault and we should not judge, but also the government should ensure wa create job opportunities. Juu sasa mtu amemaliza shule, you have your papers, you go somewhere, you work, unatafuta job au party, at the end kuna place unaambiwa kuna hii pesa inatoka hapa. At the end unaenda unatafuta hiyo pesa, unakuja unakufa. Sasa shida inakuwa mbona hata hakuhustle, mbona hata hakufanya nini? You see? So the government should make sure they provide at least, si ati kila mtu, but at least job opportunities, unaona? Zinaweza reduce. Another thing, wewe mwenyewe ujiambie, si uko na reason ya mind, ujiambie, am I supposed to be here? Am I supposed to go this place? I guess pia hiyo inaweza changia a lot. Yes.
Okay. Government should create opportunities, because most people who are ending up in this situation are driven by lack of finances. And they need hustle, they need to work. So kama kuna kazi na unaitiwa wera kwa BNB, utajipata uko kwa BNB kutafuta hiyo pesa. And people should use their common sense and ask themselves if really they should be where they are at that point.
Okay, mimi nezambia wasichana kama mimi, like, okay, BNB si mbaya, but ina depend umeenda kwa kufanya nini. Lakini kitu mimi naweza waambia, tupunguze tamaa ya pesa. At least siko na mkono zako, unaweza tafuta hata kama ni pika chapo yako kwa baro, unapata pesa yako kidogo. Inaweza, unajua ukikuwa busy, at least ukipata kitu kwa busy, ndio fulie mtu ufanye nini. Unaweza kosa hiyo tamaa ya pale, maybe umeitwa unaenda kupewa unapewa hata 500 kwa siku. Maybe umeitwa hata kwa hizi lodge za ujinga, unapewa hata 500. Ungeenda fulie mtu ungepata hata nusu hiyo 500. So mimi naweza sema at least madam, tujitume kufanya haso yoyote. Usichague kazi, inaweza saidia pia hiyo ujinga tunafanya. Sometimes sisi pia tunakuanga wajinga. Hiyo inaweza kubali. So mimi naweza ambia madam tutumie akili pia.
Triza masema madam mtumie akili, tafuta kazi, tumia mkono yako, osha nguo, pika chapati, tembea, jitume. Ndio hiyo tamaa ya pesa, ya kuitiwa tu pesa ya sherehe ishuke chini kidogo. Juu pia ukiwa umeosha nguo pale umepata pesa yako, hata ukitwa sherehe umechoka, you know, unajipata tu unasema uendi, unajitoa kwa hizo mashida. Alafu tutumie akili kidogo. Juu umesema madam saa zingine tuko na ujinga saa zingine.
Kitu pati kwa mali fulani si ujitoe. Hapo unasema
so self discipline.
Yeah, kitu kama.
Well, for me, my message, okay, unlike Triza and Hope, who are giving messages to the ladies, my message goes out to the men. I think the level of toxic masculinity in Kenya is just too high, and I think we just need to tone down. Okay, msichana hata I don't see at which point utafika you dismember. It's like you're trying to send a message as in hata venye umemuua, it doesn't even make sense surely. Wasichana, yeah, okay, we need to tunafaa tujiangalie how we take ourselves, but mainly let's call a spade a spade. These men are at fault. Wanaua, they are killing, and it's not one. Na si ati iko Nairobi peke yake, hadi sijui Homa Bay, sijui wapi, everywhere. It's just toxic masculinity. Wanaume they have been given too much privilege to enjoy their space, and we need to attack them kidogo. Hata kama, okay, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but that's what I feel.
No, you have the right to your opinion, and that's why I appreciate that you came to give your opinion. And I hear you, your opinion. Rachel is saying too much toxic masculinity. Wanaume wanaua. For the 10 or so cases, it is men who are killing women. And Rachel says that this toxic masculinity imeenda sana. Inafaa ifike mahali pia wakanyagiwe. Hiyo space wamepewa ni sana mpaka sasa wanaanza kufanya gruesome murders. Wanachinja watu. Nasikia wengine alikuwa mpaka anatolewa makucha. You know, it's like it's acts that are not really human. And something needs to be done about that masculinity. That's Rachel's message.
Yeah.
Okay, my message, I don't know how to put it. Should I say empathetic or compassionate? Because the way people are thinking, and let's put yourself in these family shoes of the lady in Roysambu who was killed. You're seeing your child has been killed in a very gruesome way, and you're seeing people on the internet wanting to say, oh, she deserved it because she's a gold digger, she was money hungry. We should be more empathetic. We should think about what we want to write before we put it out on the internet. And also, people shouldn't take this time to shame women for what they choose to do as their career, what they choose to do to make a living for their family, or people shouldn't start shaming women for all these things because it could really affect them and all that stuff. Yeah, that's my message.
Yeah, Alex says, guys out there on the internet, Alexandra is saying that you need to be a bit more empathetic and sensitive to the fact that a life has been lost. That individual has family. The family is grieving. You don't be too quick to judge and run and say, oh, she's a prostitute and this and that. Because above and beyond everything, whether you're a prostitute or you wash clothes or you're an architect or you're a senator, nobody deserves to be murdered because of what they have chosen to do to earn a living, if that is the situation. That's what Alex is saying. And Alex is saying, like, guys, the shaming is too much, right? Yeah, people should stop shaming the victim. Victim blaming.
Or even shaming women in general, saying, you know, you do this type of work, so of course you deserve to be killed, you deserve something bad, you're immoral. They shouldn't take this time to shame women for what they choose to do. And if it's something that needs correcting, they just correct them in a proper way.
There you have it.
Yeah.
Tell us.
I'll wrap it up. As for me, I think social media and how the society is nowadays is giving a lot of people pressure on the outside, because a lot of young females, more so females, are looking how other people's lifestyle are. Maybe msa mengia pale Instagram anaona Ambari ako na GP yake pale, alafu like you don't know back venye Ambari alipata hiyo GP yake, but rumors na spread outside, and zingine maybe hata ni za uongo. Unaweza sikia maybe Ambari anakuwa na machali wengi nini, ndio maana lazima satisfy hiyo lifestyle yake. So mimi nazaambia tu like madem huku hivi nje kuna vitu mob za kudu. Kuna like this page na ionanga nini Instagram inajiita Habos Look. Like I'm very proud of that. Those ladies when wanafanya busy yao, they dress, wanajipiga pictures and they sell, wana make do. I think like madem wanafaa kujifunza kutafuta do legit. Easy money kwa gipoa. Jumse akitoa do na uchungu yake, like no wonder some things is not happening hivyo. Yeah.
Delas amesema pressure za social media bana, don't fall into those pressures. Pressures inaweza kuwa juu, unasikia marumas, unataka jeep, uwezani, unatafuta namna ya kushikanisha ndio pia wewe upoe pale na hiyo life ya huyo mtu umeona kwa social media. Anasema don't fall to that pressure. Tafuta namna ya ku make do legit. Juu ki make do legit hakuna venye utajipata unataka unaitiwa wira ya haraka twende tukashikinisha 1-2-1-2, unajipata kidogo umechinjiwa pale kwa BNB. So pressure za social media, Delas amesema please usiingie kwa hiyo pressure. So now I know you're all wondering what I have to say about this. So for me, there are three things. We have to take accountability as individuals, all of us. Yeah? Obviously, taking accountability, I think, it does not mean that you now succumb to pressures outside. Unajua, I have to take accountability. Leo nimekuja studio, nimesema nataka kufanya show. Hii show ikiungua, accountability ni yangu. There has to be some level of personal responsibility and accountability. Whether it is that you are looking for that money, wewe unajua umetoka kwako because you are going to look for money. So if anything happens, you have to tell yourself, what are the measures am I going to put to safeguard my space, my health, whatever. So personal accountability. And that goes for both men and women. And I have to say this. Kumekuwa na mavideo zinachapa malap ati, oh, this video is good to teach our girls a lesson. This comic, whatever, is good to teach our girls a lesson. Why are you teaching girls lessons only? Kwani girls are raping themselves? Kwani girls are killing themselves? They are beheading themselves. Girls are removing their own nails themselves and then killing, then dismembering themselves, no? These women are being attacked, and they're being attacked by men. So you can't be sending messages to girls. Girls, take care of yourselves. Girls, teach yourselves to be this. Girls, teach your... Women, you need to stop. Women, you need to... What about men? Men, stop being murderers. Yeah. Also, can we see videos of men learning lessons? Can we see videos of rapists learning lessons because they have been caught in the act, and they have been arrested, and they have actually, you know, gone through the accountability of being a criminal? Let us stop seeing only videos directed towards women and girls, because then we are saying the women and the girls are the problem. Yet as we deal with the women and the girls and their love for money and their greed, we have left the power-hungry men who want to go into B&Bs and butcher women. So we must, it's not an issue of one side. So for me, it has to be addressed to both parties, because women and girls are not killing themselves. They are being killed by men who are murderers, and someone needs to send a message to those men. That's my first thing. My second thing is, so there's the accountability, which was the first one. The second one, as society, you cannot turn this conversation to be a conversation of it is women and girls who are messing us. That I've said. Everyone needs to be given their share dosage. Huyo mwanaume alikuwa pale Matara. Anafaa pia kunafaa kuwa kuna skit pia imetolewa ya vile Matara alishikwa, alafu nini, alafu tuseme boys who are thinking to be murderers, men who are thinking to be murderers, learn a lesson from this clip here. You understand? And then my third thing is this. Government, because now I am a legislator and I have to give a message. Government, that is us, legislators, cabinet, and judiciary. We have this issue where the girls, they come out, the women, the men, the victims, they come out, they report. How many times was Matara reported? Many times. There were so many reports at the gender desk, at the police stations, in different forms. But the wheels of justice just didn't move. So he would be reported, mtu amechukua OB, unaambiwa kesi tunafuata ina shida. For whatever reason, between the reporting to the conviction, nothing moves. The so-said criminal is out there. Before you know it, he has killed another person out there. So in terms of our DCI, judiciary, just the wheels of justice, we need to look into it. Number one, the gender desk is not working. It's not working. It was a good idea. You know, unajua kuna gender desk where mkiwa na shida wa mama kwa sababu ya sensitivity ya hiyo shida yenye umepitia, maybe you have been sexually abused, maybe something has happened to you and you need to speak to someone who, a woman or a person who understands. There's a gender desk at the police station. When you go there, those desks are not being treated fair. They are not being taken seriously. So I have to be the first one to admit, because I have reported issues at the gender desk and I know that the gender desks are not working at all. So we need to fix the gender desk, starting from the Ministry of Gender. The advisor of the President, Chigai, we spoke about this. We need to be intentional about that. Government, vitu za online. If we have forced Uber and Bolt and all these digital taxi apps to have physical presence in the country. Today, from yesterday, I have tried to get Airbnb. I have tried to get a human being in this country, Kenya, who works for Airbnb, who could come here and sit and tell us how they could play an active role to, you know, change the narrative. And every single door that I have knocked, I've been told they are online, they operate remotely, they don't have an office, there's no one in Kenya. So if there's no one in Kenya, why are Kenyans being subjected to murders in their properties, so to speak, in their establishments? Because it is the ease of accessing a facility that is actually bringing the issue. Because mtu hawezi enda kudismember kwa nyumba ya mama yako, anajua atapatikana. Haezi ingia pale kwa bank kuenda kukufanyia vitu kwa nakufanyia, anajua atapatikana. Lakini anaweza ingia Airbnb juu anajua hatapatikana. So Airbnb, they have a role to play. So what government can do is make sure we regulate it. Number one, every online establishment that works like Airbnb should have a physical office, such that today we could have a meeting, a conversation with a human being to tell them, sasa hii market yenu ya Kenya imechafuka, tunafanyaje? Wacha tuiregulate. That is what I think government should really run to do, instead of running to tell us to give our IDs. Giving our IDs at the desk does not help. By the way, they are now taking our IDs to go further and register numbers zenye sawa wanatumia kuvuta watu to do it's like, instead of solving the problem, you're creating more crime. The issue was never about the ID. The issue was about how to regulate. Who is the user? Who is the end user? What happens when something wrong happens? You know? So, physical offices, number one. Gender desk must be dealt with, number two. And number three, and this is where I know I will get a lot of backlash from a lot of people, is as government, we have to be honest with ourselves. I've seen so many people removing statements. So and so statements, so and so statements. I've seen a lot of leaders, they want to carry out demonstrations. I don't judge demonstrations. But we need to get out of those conventional boxes. Kitu ikifanyika tumeenda pale kwa streets. Tukishatoka kwa streets, kina Triza bado wanarudi kwa BNB. Unanielewa? Kina Gloria bado tunakuja tu kuongea hapa vitu zinafanyika. So as legislators and as leaders, let's stop the PR. Honestly, let's stop the PR. So for me today, it was important that I came to have a conversation with real people, real Kenyans with a different perspective, instead of sitting in my Senate position and saying, you know, in Senate, we can pass a law, we can do what, na tujui vitu kwa ground ziko aje. So I thought the best I can do is be a conversation starter in the right direction. So that people can understand BNB si ya usherati peke yake. BNB vitu mob happen, si ya sherehe peke yake. Vitu nyingi ufanyika. Kuna watu tumia, maybe uko na marelas wametoka majuu na unaishi kwa SQ, wataingia kwa BNB. So we have to also have the real conversations so that we can solve the real problems in a real manner. So government, physical offices for these establishments must be there. Wacha tuweke kwa ofisi mahali. Hata kama tunaenda demonstration leo, tungeenda kudemonstrate wapi na hata hawana ofisi. Tunaenda tu demonstration. Unataka kupiga simu uite mtu wako in charge, hakuna mtu wako in charge. Unataka kuweka complaint juu ya BNB yenye inakaa fani na inatumika kufanya vitu fani, unaambiwa complain on this portal, after 6 months labda ndio inakurudia. So there we have to take responsibility in regulating those establishments, and we must make sure wale mademu wote walishtaki Matara kwa gender desk. Hiyo gender desk inafanya nini? Juu Matara angeshikwa kwa ule demu wa kwanza, hangeua Starlet, hangeua Wahu, juu angekuwa shashikwa. So gender desk, we have to deal with it. Other than that, neza sema hivi, we are not here to judge anyone for the situations they end up in. And I've had many women saying, your greed for money is making you kutafuta wababas. That's okay, that's your opinion. Some of you are privileged to have grown up in good spaces. And there are many Kenyans who are trying to put 1 + 1 together. Na kuna watu wengi wako kwa mtaa, hata wakianza kusikia hizo vitu mnasema ati greed for money. Greed for money, hakuna mtu hajakula 3 days. Hiyo sasa ni greed for money. Mtu hajakula 3 days, wewe umeka studio unamwambia greed for money. Huo ni mtu anatafuta chakula. So, as you are putting out your opinion, be sensitive to the fact that Kenyans are not all living in your glass houses. Hao ma single parents wote mwenye mnataka kublame hawakujipatia ball. Ma single parents wote hawakujipatia mimba. Hebu uliza pali yao wanaume wako. Before wende kusema single parents, ndio wanatuleta kwa hii mess. Kwani yeye ndo alijipe ball peke yake? Wapi huyo mwanaume mwenye alimpe ball? Mbona tumtafuti tuseme wewe uko na ufala, we deadbeat, we pia ndio umefanya sasa mtoto wako amekuwa madara. So before you give your opinion from a very privileged place, that's what you call the greed for money. To many people, it is actually survival. To many people, it is about a meal on the table. To many people, it's about a roof over their head. So for me, I think I will stand with the enemy is poverty. Let's deal with poverty. Once we deal with poverty, hatuwezi kwa hapa studio. Tunakuwa hapa studio tukifanya nini? Kila mtu akikuwa na job yake, ako na wera yake. Kuna mtu hata hiyo B&B tunaingia kuchapa sherehe zetu na pesa yetu ile yenye tumetoa kwa wera. Unaona? So otherwise, thanks guys for watching, and sijui kama kuna mtu alikuwa anataka kuongezea ama mko sawa? Ulikuwa na message? You have like 30 seconds. I can give you an opportunity. Anyone? My guests are tired. They're saying through their facial expressions, wanataka kwenda home. And I really want to send a special message to the families of the loved ones that we've lost, the young girls and the young boys that we've lost, some of them who have not even been announced, who have not been put out there. We want to say that you know, our prayers are with you, and let this be the last case that we hear, so that we don't have to have a sit down to talk about femicide or androcide or IPV or any death of any kind because of any social situation, Airbnb or whatnot. Thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, asante sana.